After dedicating nearly 17 hours to Rise of the Ronin, I can confidently say that it offers a highly enjoyable experience. The game excels in several areas, with its combat system and variety of missions standing out as particularly engaging aspects. The combat mechanics are fluid and satisfying, requiring a balance of strategy and skill to overcome challenging foes. Additionally, the wide range of missions provides a diverse gameplay experience, ensuring that there's always something new and exciting to discover. Despite its strengths, Rise of the Ronin has received a mixed reaction from the audience. Some players have praised its gameplay and immersive world, while others have criticized its graphics and occasional difficulty spikes. However, I believe that these criticisms are outweighed by the game's many strengths. If you're a fan of action-packed gameplay and enjoy exploring richly detailed worlds, Rise of the Ronin is definitely worth a closer look. I will break it down into 5 categories and give a brief detail explaining each, so hopefully, this will give you a better idea of whether to try this game or not. But remember, this is purely based on what I think is good or not. By no means am I a professional reviewer or anything. So let's get into it. Set in Edo during the late 19th century, the game takes place 3 centuries after the Tokugawa shogunate's oppressive rule. The country falls into a state of turmoil as black ships from the west descend upon its borders. In the midst of the war, the ravages of disease, and political upheaval, an unnamed warrior forges his own path, wielding the destiny of Japan itself within his grasp. As a Ronin, the nation's fate lies in the palm of your hand. Witness the story unfold in different ways based on the decisions you make and the characters you align with throughout your journey. You will encounter pivotal mission choices, such as deciding whether to assassinate or safeguard significant figures and shape the course of history through an intricate multi-choice system. Besides the story, there are a few things that Rise of the Ronin does excellently. At the heart of the entire game is the bonds system that tracks your relationship with almost every important character in the game. From fellow Ronin to bandit lords, political figures, and seemingly unimportant merchants, everything you do in the game affects how you are seen by other characters in the world. As you improve your relationships, you basically earn a reputation that lets you level up related bonds, and after rising in these bond ranks, you get rewards like armor, money, weapons, and even new fighting styles. You even get to switch what character you play as in the middle of combat, switching up styles and weapons to face off against certain situations. Rise of the Ronin takes you on a journey through a beautifully crafted version of old Japan. The game's map is vast and detailed, with cities bustling and countryside views serene. Everywhere you look, you'll find the essence of this historical period brought to life. One of the game's standout features is its combat system, which revolves around combat styles. These styles are unique stances tied to specific weapons, each designed to counter different enemy types. Whether you prefer a fast, agile approach or a more defensive strategy, there's a combat style for you. The combat styles are divided into 3 groups: Jin, Chi, and Ten. Each group has its own stances, letting you adapt to different combat situations. Switching between these stances in battle is crucial, as it boosts your damage and lets you drain your opponent's ki, giving you a strategic edge. While mastering the combat styles might seem challenging at first, especially for new players, the depth they add to the game is rewarding. As you progress, you'll discover new stances and learn to use them creatively, making your combat skills even more versatile. Rise of the Ronin isn't your typical fantasy world. It throws you into a meticulously crafted historical setting, late 19th century Japan during the Bakumatsu period. This era was marked by immense societal unrest as Japan grappled with the forced reopening of its borders after centuries of isolation, Sakoku period, by Western powers. The game depicts the Boshin War, a brutal conflict between the Tokugawa shogunate, the ruling military government, and various anti-shogunate factions who oppose the growing Western influence. You take on the role of a Ronin, a samurai who has become masterless. This could be due to the death of their lord, a change in power, or even their own choice. Ronin were ostracized in traditional Japanese society, but their lack of allegiance also granted them a sense of freedom and ruthlessness that makes them compelling protagonists. The world of Rise of the Ronin is one of stark contrasts. Breathtaking landscapes inspired by real locations like Edo, Tokyo, Kyoto, and Yokohama stand in stark contrast to the war-torn environment. The country is riddled with disease, political corruption, and the clash of tradition with westernization. Remember, the game isn't just about following a linear story. The choices you make will have consequences, potentially influencing the world and the outcome of the war. This adds a layer of replayability and allows you to forge your own legend as a Ronin. The world building in Rise of the Ronin is truly impressive. I might be a bit biased because I really like the game setting in 19th century Japan. This time period reminds me of anime and other things I enjoy watching, so I already had a positive bias towards it. However, this might not be the same for everyone who plays the game, so it's important to keep that in mind. I found the city, the people, and the overall atmosphere of the game to be very expressive. While the game may seem a bit dull or lacking in liveliness when it comes to interacting with characters, it's actually a lot of fun. Especially when you're gliding through the city, it adds a sense of excitement and exploration. For someone like me who already has an interest in this time period and style, Rise of the Ronin is a very enjoyable game. However, it's important to note that the game has been criticized for its graphics and lack of liveliness, which might not appeal to everyone. While I personally find Rise of the Ronin to be a great game, it's important to acknowledge that there are critics who have rated it poorly. Despite my positive experiences, I must also address the negative aspects that some players and reviewers have pointed out. Team Ninja, the developers of Rise of the Ronin, have established themselves as one of the premier action game developers in the industry. With titles like the Neo franchise and last year's Wolong Fallen Dynasty, they have garnered a strong reputation for delivering exceptional gaming experiences. However, according to critics, Rise of the Ronin falls short of expectations set by Team Ninja's previous works. Some players have criticized the game for its janky animations and subpar graphics, with some comparing them to graphics from the PlayStation 3 era. These criticisms have led to mixed reviews and a somewhat underwhelming reception from certain segments of the gaming community. Despite these criticisms, it's important to approach Rise of the Ronin with an open mind. While it may not live up to the standards set by other Team Ninja titles, it still offers a unique and enjoyable experience for fans of action games set in historical settings. Rise of the Ronin is a game that blends history, exploration, and combat into an immersive experience. If you're fascinated by feudal Japan, enjoy strategic games like Souls, or relish the exploration found in Assassin's Creed, this game could be a perfect fit for you. One of the standout features of Rise of the Ronin is its combat system. While it may take some time to get the hang of, once you do, the speed, complexity, and intensity of the fights are truly remarkable. Each battle feels like a test of skill and strategy, and emerging victorious is incredibly satisfying. The game's depth and complexity mean that it may require some dedication to fully appreciate. However, the effort is well worth it, as Rise of the Ronin offers a deeply rewarding experience for those willing to invest the time. Beyond combat, the game's world is beautifully crafted, capturing the essence of feudal Japan. From bustling cities to serene countryside, every corner of the map is rich with detail, making exploration a delight. While Rise of the Ronin has its flaws, particularly in terms of its price, the overall experience it offers more than makes up for them. If you're looking for a challenging and immersive action RPG that excels in delivering a captivating atmosphere and providing a rewarding combat experience, then Rise of the Ronin is definitely worth considering. For more in-depth game reviews and analysis, please like and subscribe for regular updates.